guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be testing out the tall mouse die cuts that I got at the expo. Whenever die cuts come in just like a little plastic thing like the tall mouse ones do, I'm always kind of leery on if they're really going to work or not. These ones all seem like they will. They seem like they're very well raised up, but you know, you never know, especially with some of these smaller details. So I'll try them out and let you know if it is actually as good a deal as they advertise. So let's get into the video. I am debating whether or not to cut these apart. I generally don't like cutting them apart unless I use them. That way, if I end up not using them down the road, I can resell them and make sure that the person gets all of the pieces that it belongs to. So I don't think I'm going to cut them apart for this purpose. That being said, if we end up seeing these little lines in the paper, I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. I got into die cutting using the Empress Mini. I have never used any other die cut machine, and I might be a little bit biased, but I do think it is the best die cut machine there is. We're going to get started by testing out the pumpkin, and the Empress Mini die cut machine has a magnetic mat that is really, really strong. So I'm just trying to get this massive pumpkin lined up. And I don't have a full cut die cut machine. There are plenty of things you can do without a full cut die cut machine, and I am doing all of those things. So here we go. And you can see my paper actually is longer than the platform, and it's fine. It'll still work. It just can't be wider. It can be longer. It can't be wider. So let's see how these ones go. Oh, it looks like it did a great job. We've got some pieces stuck on the plastic sheath here. Oh yeah, look, that cut really nicely. I've never bought any die cuts from Tall Mouse before, so I had no clue what I was gonna get. Oh, this is cute. You have the outline of the pumpkin, which I figured you would. That would be cute to cut it in black. And then, would you get my popper tool out of my desk drawer?
Yeah.
It's in, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. My daughter's here watching me do the video because she's as fascinated with the die cut process as I am. She's grabbing my popper tool so I can pop that out easier. But let's go ahead and take this one off as well. And then we'll get this next one set up just so we're ready for it. Thank you, babe.
Welcome.
They do sell, and I almost got it, but I decided, you know what, I can live without it a little bit longer so I can get something else more that I want. They do sell like a rolling tool that you can just roll across the back and get everything popped out, but I already have this Cricut, I call it the death hook. I have the Cricut death hook already, so we just use that and we stick the point down into the little holes that are supposed to release the die cut. Okay, and then we still have some bits left behind. You can pop into those just on this side. Okay, I think that's it. So here is the die cut. It all came out like this. I guess we'll see just how, I'm just gonna be a little rough. See if these will just pop out on their own. They're not, especially this center part. Now when I did this, I did do the full sandwich. I did this plate, the metal plate, the magnetic plate, and then this top plate. I could add a piece of cardboard, not a piece of cardboard, another piece of paper, like a paper shim, to make this die cut properly. See, some of that isn't fully popping out. Some of it is and some of it's not. So some of it is like well perforated, others are not, and it could just be because this pumpkin's so detailed. If we have time, we'll cut this again with a, yeah, this isn't popping out at all. So you can see that it almost cut through, but it didn't quite. We'll try this again with a piece of paper at the end if we have time, but for now that's not an easy pass through. Okay, now let's try the sewing machine. The sewing machine has been popular with a lot of crafters, and I understand why. It makes your paper projects that much cuter to mix some sewn threads in there. I, for one, don't have a craft room, so I won't be pulling my sewing machine out anytime soon to just paper craft, but who knows? I could be wrong about that. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it cuts out the actual image pretty well. Now all of these things need to pop out. And there we go. So the sewing machine worked wonderfully. This one worked great. This is a keeper if you find this one at the expo. These pieces here and in here, these are just embossed pieces. So there you go. The sewing machine is cute. That one's a good keeper. Good find. Now we're gonna try the bicycle and the Paris collage one. See, this is going to be too wide. So I do need to trim it down when it's too wide. And I just go underneath. No science here because I'll probably just save these for like my own personal ephemera bits. You go turn that off, or
yeah, I'm gonna try and get this pumpkin.
That's fine. Go turn that off, or go see if you can rock him. You can go if he, yeah, go see if you can rock him. Okay, so now we're going to try the Eiffel Tower and the cute little bicycle. So that one did great. You see how I love it when the piece is already popping out, so I don't have to pop them out myself. The macaroon is very cute. I don't know if you can see all the detail on him, but he has the lines here as well. The lines are a little bit faint for my liking on that macaroon, but you know, I think I'll live, think I'll survive. Let me see. And it could have been faint because I have those supporting beams still going through it, but who knows? I don't think that would affect the score marks, but I could be wrong. And maybe once you color it, it'll show up a lot better. Okay, Mr. Teacup doesn't want to pop out. He wants to hang out there for the rest of his life. Okay, so there you go. There's your little teacup or espresso cup. You do have this centerpiece, which for me personally, I would hang on to, color the liquid, and then pop this back in so that it looks like a little teacup. So I actually like that that pops out. Got your macaroon. Let's try your croissant. I feel something that fell down with the croissant. Okay, so the croissant, you have all of your inside bits, which you may want to keep. You may want to keep those inside bits, color them in a lighter brown color, and then pop them back in, and then color this in like a darker brown color so it just looks like a toasted croissant. But the croissant pops out great. That's also too why I'm doing this cutting demo, so you guys can actually see how these objects cut out and if it's going to be worth your time, patience, effort of popping these out. So my daughter just whispered, "and money." See if it's worth your time and money to buy one of these. Okay, I'm popping lots of stuff out, but nothing's actually like coming out. So popping out all the details. I just want the actual tower. Okay. Okay, and then that's when you can take this and kind of pop out everything else. This one appears to have done the job of doing the pop outs, but they're not coming out easily. It's taking me a little bit more force, a little bit more effort to pop these out, which with so many little pieces like this, I don't know. And I'm just doing this on regular cardstock. This isn't printer paper. So for sure, if I was putting this with like thicker crafting cardstock, it may cut out better. But most of my die cuts that I have gotten so far cut out fine with just regular cardstock. So yeah, that one's not wanting to come out without me having to rip it. But majority of it came out. That's basically what it's supposed to look like, minus the two swirly parts. Everything else came out. So that one does okay. The teacup, the croissant, the macaroon do better. The macaroon probably does the best-ish. You just don't have the score line. So it's probably the croissant and the teacup. They look the most accurate to their die cut design. This one's saying, nope, I'm not coming out either. Okay, that one's beautiful. And that one was simple and easy. It was more, these were just cuts in the paper and not like pop outs. I think that's one of my favorite die cuts that I own. That's a pretty lamppost, and you could honestly use it for anything. Yes, it works for Paris, but it's just a fun decorative element to your page. Okay, so I may run the Paris one through again with the pumpkin to do an extra piece of scrap paper or something as a pass. We'll see. I'll have a pile set to the side if we have time at the end of this video. Okay, let's do the bike. Okay. And the bike had, in my mind, a lot of pieces that are going to be popping out and falling down as well. So far, I have all of the bike, inside bike spoke parts falling into my hand easily. And this is obviously best to be done over a trash can. I just didn't think you guys would like to see down a trash can this whole time while I popped these out. So I'm gonna sacrifice and have a lot of cleanup to do when this video ends. You're welcome. Okay, so this one actually pops out really nice. All these little pieces come out very well. There we go. Okay, the bike is a winner. So far we have the bike and the sewing machine come out great. There's not too much to fiddle with afterwards. This is beautiful. This was my favorite one, so I'm really glad that works out well. And then let me get all the paper off of this one. And we're gonna do this castle. This comes off, and I'm pretty sure it's like an element to put underneath the castle, but like I said, I'm gonna leave it on while I do these die cutting demos. And then let me grab another one. I really just want one to fit on with that, but that doesn't look like that's gonna happen here. So let's not do the castle first. Ooh, although it wanted to come off. Okay, we're gonna do these locks those are keys. We're gonna do the keys in these locks next. Whoop. And let's cut a piece. Again, when I'm just quickly cutting, I don't measure anything. When I'm actually sitting down to craft, I do take a little bit more time cutting so that it's not such a ski-wompish job. Maybe I should have done that for you guys. I should have cut all the strips out, but had I done that, I wouldn't have had enough to rerun some. So again, If it's longer, it's not a big deal. It still goes through. It's the width. You don't want it to be too wide or else it gets stuck in the opening. But the length is just fine. They actually sell longer plates for this machine. Oh, look at that. That lock is cute. Came out well. This lock is cute. This one has a embossed or an impression. It's cut through the paper of the keyhole. So that one's cute. This one is cute. Same thing. All of these kind of have a deep cut, but they're not like a pop-out cut. It's a decorative element to it. Here is this one. The locks are coming out great. I hope the keys are just as well, and it looks like some of them are. There's one key. Here's another key. Let me put it right side up for you guys. I love all of these decorative keys. I think there's going to be so much I can use them for. That's one of my weaknesses. I love fall. I love keys and locks, old keys and locks. I love vintagey things. I'm not really into the modern and new, and I am popping these ones out of these cutouts, but they're coming easily, so that's great. You always want it to come easily. That's cute. Okay, so for sure, especially with these keys, before I would cut them out, I would definitely color my cardstock and kind of have an idea of where, oh, look at that key, it's cute, of where I wanted these keys to come out, like what color I wanted them to be. So like, oh, look, we have a piece we need to pop out. So if I wanted them to be bronze keys, black keys, silver keys, I would color this and then die cut it out. I wouldn't cut it out on colored cardstock, if that makes sense. I would do the coloring with inks and or even watercolors and then cut these out, because then they're gonna look more real and authentic versus if you just did like your regular run-of-the-mill cardstock. They'll still look pretty, but they're just gonna look more realistic if you use actual inks to color them. Okay, so those ones cut out great. These were about 50-50. Let's see if when we pop these out, yep, that one popped out great. That one popped out beautifully. We just have this inner piece, yep, and it's gone. So, yep, that is a beautiful one. Let's see, what other ones do we have? Oh, this one fell out. This is like your typical lock, right? The one that you had on your high school locker, middle school locker. Is that not a thing anymore? If it's not, I guess I show my age. Okay. We have, is there one there? Nope, I was just popping out the bits. Okay, so here's this one. Oh, it came. Didn't have to work hard for that one. That one's really cute. I like that they did details with deep embossing. That's what I like. There we go. Deep etching. That's what I'm going to call it. That's cute too. Okay, so the locks and the keys, those are winners for sure. So far out of all the ones that I bought, we have 4 winners, and that is great. And I'm just going to keep shoving things out of the way. I'm trying to get this video done before nap time expires. Sounds like I'm at my limit. Nap time might be expiring soon. Okay, for this one, I'm going to cut this paper basically in half, because that will give me the right length, and that way I get 3 cuts out of 1 sheet of cardstock. Okay, the window I'm really excited to do. So here's this window die cut. I'm really excited to do this one because, yeah, we might just have to do 3 separate cuts for these. Darn. The window I'm excited to do because I think it opens. And when I just have one, this magnet's really strong, you guys. When I just have one die cut going through on, there we go. When I just have one die cut going through on the machine, I like to center it. I feel like it cuts a little bit better. And again, I'm maximizing my paper space here. I pulled my paper to the base of the die cut and then did this. Hey, Paris.
Yep.
Get him up and take him to the playroom.
That's what I did.
Oh, well, go sit with him in the playroom for a minute.
I did.
Okay, so let's run this and see how this goes. If you are thinking about, oh, that worked great. If you're thinking about getting into this paper crafting business and getting into die cutting and things like that, I suggest, this is what I did, to see that if I even liked the whole concept of it. I suggest getting cheap die cuts either off eBay or off Temu, or Joann's is closing. You could run to your local Joann's store, see if they have anything still available that you could try and see if it'll work for you. Because I know for me, years and years and years ago, I tried the Cricut machine. And, okay, do you see how easily this is popping out? So the Cricut machine is similar to this die cut machine, only you can essentially cut whatever you want. And, well, I would cut mine and it would be stuck like we had the pumpkin, how it wasn't cut all the way through. That's how everything that I cut would turn out to be. Okay, now here, so you have the outline of your window, which it didn't cut all the way through. Dang it. I have a feeling this is going to be a let's run through with another piece of cardstock and see if it works. All of these window panes are supposed to pop out, and they don't, but it does do what I thought it would do. It does flap open, so you can have the window open or closed. Okay, we're going to, that's a bummer. I was really excited about this. Okay, we are going to run this one through again with another piece of cardstock like the pumpkin and see, sometimes if you just thicken up that layer, you can get it to cut. So we're going to do that one again. I thought there was another one that we were going to cut through again, but is it just the pumpkin? Oh, and the Eiffel Tower. That's right. No, the Eiffel Tower came out fine, didn't it? I don't know. Okay, I'd have to go back and watch my video footage. So far, I just have, yeah, I think it was the Eiffel Tower one. Will you go get me a water filled up? My water filled up. My daughter's the best, you guys. She's the best person in the whole wide world. Okay, so we're gonna run this one now. See how she goes. And I was really hoping, like, I'm not wasting paper here. Any of these things that I cut out and worked, I am setting aside to add to just bits and pieces that are already cut that I can just easily grab from rather than have to cut it out. Okay, that popped out beautifully. The edge of that works great. Let's pop out the base thing because it looks like it's the most detailed. And again, I don't know where Tall Mouse gets their dies. I don't know if they make them or have a manufacturer to make them. Maybe they're buying them off of Temu too. I have no clue. Okay, that popped out beautifully, cut beautifully. That's very detailed, so that's a big deal. That's a pretty flourish to add to anything, so win right there. And then these are all the things I know that comes out, and you could definitely save these window pieces and make glass for your castle, you know? Have those little pieces colored differently. And then pop them back in. That's why you have a gem picker, guys, for those little paper pieces that you got to pop back in every now and then. Okay, this one's fighting me just a little bit, but I'm hoping it's a winner. Let's see. Oh, and, oh, is it a winner? I think it is. Oh, good. Look at that. That castle is so cute. And again, I popped out the door. It's down here. You can save this and color it brown and put it back in. You could save it and have it as part of your layout coming down like this. So lots of possibilities that you can do. And then even these banner pieces that popped out, you could color them a different color so that it gives the castle more dimension. But the castle die cut's a winner. Okay. Now we are just onto the scrolls that, and then we will check the other ones as well with a second piece It's called shimming your die cut machine. You can add a paper shim to it to make it just a little bit thicker to make your die cut just a little bit better for you. You guys, I have so many little bits and pieces of paper flying around. Okay, crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay. For sure this Christmas, what's on my Christmas wish list is the full-size Empress from Anna Griffin. That's on my wish list because I love this so much, and I'd be able to do just a little bit more, do bigger die cuts and things. Okay, these popped out beautifully. I wasn't too worried about them. They're pretty simple. Let me look at this one closer. This one, if anything, it doesn't have this embossing line very well. It's not very good at all. Oh, wait, I'm looking at it upside down. Yes, it does. It has that embossing line very well. It's just this back scroll part that's not as bright, but if you just put a light wash of color over it, you should be able to see it just fine. The big scroll, however, has no problems. It did great. So that's awesome. That means that only 3, good job, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 of the 9 die cuts that I got struggled. So we are gonna try and save them, because that's what we do. Okay, I'm just grabbing a piece of this paper. This is the paper that the die cuts came on. It's adds just a little bit more thickness, and we're gonna do this window first because that's what I want to save the most. I want that to be able to work very well, and we're gonna run it through the machine, see if that helps. Okay. Sorry guys, I had to get a drink. My voice is dying on me. Okay. That popped out great, but I believe it did last time. This already looks much better except for right here. Do you see how this section is much more clear cut and this section is not? Oh, but it popped out with no problem. Look at that. See, so just that simple, oh look, and we had a scrappy bit of paper stuck underneath it. Oh goodness. Do you see how just that little bit of extra paper underneath will help it cut better? Now, I don't think I finished my Cricut story. Now, when I had a Cricut, I pushed that a little too hard. When I had a Cricut, it would cut and it wouldn't cut all the way through. So I just gave up on it and I got rid of it, and I was like, I guess this life isn't for me. Oh my gosh, guys, look how cute that is now that it all popped out properly, except for, you know, I got a little heavy-handed and ripped it out, but nothing glue can't fix when you apply it. Look how beautiful that is. So cute, and the shutter's open. So what you would do is you would just score this a little bit and then bend your shutter back. How cute is that? Okay, so there's that one. So that one works with a shim, and I will probably add that in my notes for when I pull that out. Sorry, I'm trying to look for a scrap of paper that could work with this, but we're just gonna go right down the middle with this one and try that now. So now this one has a paper shim. I'm hoping that the pumpkin works a little bit better. This was my favorite pumpkin that I have seen as a die cut. I do have a layered pumpkin stamp and die cut and a layered pumpkin just die cut, but this one's very, very detailed. And again, you can see this one's not all the way pushed through. I may need to add 2 layers of cardstock to this one to get it to, oh, maybe not. It's coming off pretty easily. I hope that means only good things. Anyways, so I got rid of my Cricut, never to turn back, and then I saw this on YouTube, and I was like, oh my goodness. that is what I need. It's like foolproof. I mean, yeah, sure, you have to have a collection of die cuts. Okay, so see all that stuff, you're gonna have to push all that out on your own time. Okay, it was just this middle part that we were worried about, which still looks like we should be worried about it. I'm just gonna give it a little shimmy shake here. Helps pop these out a little bit without breaking them off, usually. So this one's a little bit more fussy. This middle section wants to hang on to all of its life's woes and worries, and we almost ripped her right off. So it's just this guy that's having a issue, and that one up there. So this one, I may need to say I need 2 cardboard shims with it. I mean, one kind of does the job, but it's just this, still this little section. We know all this will come out. We checked it last time we ran it through. It's just this guy, which that was the problem last time. It was the center section. So yeah, he just needs a little bit more love and attention. I mean, I could do it with one if I wanted to sit and pick this out all day long, but anyways, okay. Well, oops, ripped him off. So that's what I mean. He's gone, which I guess it doesn't look too bad, but it was cuter with him there. So this one will definitely need 2. I'm not even gonna practice it with 2. I know it will work with 2, because it semi-worked with 1, but that's why sometimes you just need an extra little paper shim of some sort to help push things along. And then I believe the last one was the Eiffel Tower. And again, I'm pretty sure this is gonna work and be just fine. I'm just gonna rip this paper off, set down that tool that keeps gouging me in the hands, and we'll try this again. And I'm just focused on the Eiffel Tower this time because we knew all the other ones pop out just fine. This is also a really fast die cut machine, so there's that for you. Oh, we got another full croissant or full macaroon. Okay, so we were just focusing on the Eiffel Tower, and if it comes out okay. That is what we are looking at. And all of the glorious mess I made for you guys to watch. I'm not usually this messy of a crafter. Like I said, this job generally happens over a trash can, but I am glad that I did it and showed you guys, because now I know, like, oh, the castle, all the things that come out, I actually kind of want to keep all those things. Okay, look. It was those swirly parts that we were worried about. It just needed a paper shim, and it's good to go. Look at that. Beautiful, gorgeous. Okay, so in my notes, or even on the back of this die cut, I will probably put ×2, and then that way I know it needs 2 paper shims in order for it to cut out properly, this middle part to cut out properly. And then same with this Eiffel Tower one. Again, it was just the Eiffel Tower that had issues. I'll probably put a little ×1 back here in a Sharpie, or how I store my die cuts, I may just have it be on a piece of paper or on the label, something, but I will somehow make sure to remember that this needs a shim as well as this one. But you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was very messy, very crafty, and now you know that these dies from Tall Mouse are pretty dang good. Like I said, I ended up getting 9 dies, and only 3 of them need an extra help cutting. So that's pretty good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're not already, and if you like this video and you want to see more of them, then you should like this video, because then I know to do more of them. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.